We should keep that, or did you already delete that?
I've already deleted that, and now we're recording again.
Alright.
Alright, so...
Welcome to Casual Marks.
The Casual Marks Podcast. The only wrestling podcast...
For fans?
No, that's
by
it.
fans.
Just the only wrestling podcast. Okay.
It really might be.
No, it's not the only wrestling podcast. We're going to go through the WrestleMania 36 card, which happens tonight. And we're going to try and predict, and we'll see who can get it more accurate. First up is Otis versus Dolph Ziggler. Now, I'll explain to you what's going on here, okay?
I don't know who Otis is.
Otis is a member of Heavy Machinery, which is a tag team from NXT.
I thought they were on NXT.
They're not on NXT anymore.
Alright.
But they are, you know, coming up, and they're getting over, kinda. A lot of people are really into Otis. I don't personally get it.
Is he big?
Yeah, he's a big boy. He does the caterpillar. Get out
Dear
of here.
Lord.
He does the caterpillar.
The caterpillar's in the worm? Or?
Yeah. It's an interesting time.
Hmm.
He is in love with this girl named Mandy Rose.
I've heard of her.
Yeah, she's, blonde. And got a fat ass.
Demonetized.
And that's why she's over.
Demonetized right there. Bam.
So, Otis finally got a date with Mandy on Valentine's Day.
He's the big boy.
The big
one
boy.
that shakes.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Now, he was late to the date.
Wait, did he get a real date or is this kayfabe?
This is kayfabe.
Okay.
And when he got to the date, because he was late, Dolph Ziggler was already there and had moved in and taken his opportunity. And that has led to this, probably the most intense feud on WrestleMania, minus maybe Edge and Orton.
Wait, why is why was Otis late?
Why was he late?
Yeah.
No one really knows. I think there's a gimmick that he got a text message from someone saying a different time.
So it was really Dolph Ziggler all along.
Or was it Sonya Deville? That's the real
Who's that?
question. That's Mandy Rose's lesbian tag team partner. I would have said lesbian partner, but,
Who was
So,
it that you said that they came to the ring and then they pledged to be partners for life?
Billy and Chuck. The greatest moment in Smackdown history. You can't prove me wrong on that. Alright, I'm going to say the heel goes over. And I'm going to say that Dolph gets his first singles win at WrestleMania.
He's never had a win at WrestleMania?
No, he's never had a singles win at WrestleMania because this is his first ever singles match at WrestleMania.
Is this the opening match or is this the...
We're going to assume this is the opening match. We don't really know because of how they're splitting it up. There's 16 total matches.
Is that a lot?
That's ridiculous.
Okay.
Because you have to think, say that each match only goes 15 minutes, which is going to be short for WrestleMania.
Right.
There's 16 of them.
What is 15 times 15?
I don't know. You tell me. Math major.
That's like 175. It's not that long.
175 minutes? That's 3 hours of
Is it
just the
175?
matches.
I don't know how long it is. No, I don't think it's
I think it's
275.
225, is it not?
I don't know.
So anyways, last year WrestleMania was like 8 hours long.
Can you cut audio from this or?
No.
Okay.
It's too late.
Well, I'll throw this in there anyways. I want the picture of Zach Galifianakis with my
Numbers going around his head. We can put that there. So, Otis versus Dolph, who you got?
I want to pick Otis, but is it who I want to win or who I think's gonna win?
He's got to be who you think's going to win. You can say who you want to win.
Alright, well, I want Otis to win just because.
Because
sounds
Otis.
like- yeah,
Because
sounds
stakes and
like
weights,
good-
baby.
Sounds like good character play, good, but and I hate Dolph Ziggler because he's a poor man, Shawn Michaels.
That is fair. That's fair.
And Dolph Ziggler just hates wrestling, I think now.
That is fair. That is fair.
So, but I think Dolph Ziggler's gonna win just to keep him from going to AEW.
Alright, that's fair. That's fair as well. Alright, so far we're both on the same page. So
Who do
we're
you want to
either
win?
all the way... I want Otis to win.
Okay.
Because I would love for Dolph to have a losing gimmick. You know?
The jobber, the Brooklyn Brawler, baby.
Basically where, like, Dolph has just... I've lost so much interest in Dolph that I'm ready for him to go away for a few years. Like, take him off TV for, like, 2 years. Just let him go out and do his comedy stand-up that he's trying to get over.
Is that in real life?
Yeah, he really wants to be a comedian in real life.
Is he funny?
No.
I don't
The
know.
Miz is funnier than
I was
him.
saying-
But The Miz is just hilarious, so that's maybe not the most fair comparison. But, I mean, I'm ready for him to just go away, leave us alone, fuck off, get out of here. Anyways, next we have a match that was made by WrestleMania host Gronk. Elias going against King Corbin. And,
Is Gronk wrestling?
no, not yet. He's the host of WrestleMania.
So what does that mean?
He's gonna be there.
He's gonna be the crowd.
Kinda, yeah. You know, honestly, you know what they should do?
What?
They should, you know how they make those, like, 3D graphics that look terrible for everyone's entrances? Just make the crowd with those.
They should make all cardboard cutouts of Mr. McMahon.
Oh, it's just different Mr. McMahons?
Yeah.
Like, different eras of Mr. McMahon in the crowd? It's gotta be, like, all the old people. You got, like, a Jack Briscoe somewhere in there. You got a Pat Patterson.
Oh, is Pat Patterson gay?
I think so, yeah.
That's what I thought.
Which is pretty great. But anyways, Elias versus Corbin. There's not really any heat to it, even though anytime that Elias is a good guy, they put these two together, and it never really works out.
Is Elias face now?
Yeah.
Ew.
I don't know.
And Baron Corbin is
always a heel.
Is he
Permanent
still have the
heel.
shitty music where?
Oh, you mean the I am the darkness, I bring the thunder, and then it cuts. No, 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 no. Yeah, still King Corbin.
I want both of them to lose. I want Gronk to.
You want Gronk to come out and turn heel on Elias, and then turn face right after on Corbin.
Exactly.
See, here's the thing, right? Like, Corbin.
Do people like Elias like as a face?
People like Elias.
But as a face, though.
They just like Elias in general, but no one really is, like, in love with Elias anymore. Because he gets these, like, face turns for about 3 weeks, and then he's a heel again.
Oh.
He's basically a tweener in the modern era, which means heel turn, face turn, heel turn, face turn, heel turn, face turn, heel turn, face turn.
Right.
Well, I'm going to say Corbin going over on this one, because I don't...
Quit taking my picks.
I don't see Elias going over on a feud that doesn't have much heat. And Corbin just got pretty much jobbed out to Roman for weeks.
Everybody gets jobbed out to Roman.
Roman. We'll talk about Roman more in a little bit, but...
Alright, yeah, I'm picking Baron Corbin. The king.
King Corbin.
The king of wrestling.
The true king. Harley Race, eat your heart out. Alright, this next one... I would explain the storyline to you, but there is no storyline to it. Aleister Black against Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley.
Okay.
Wait, no, we'll talk about it first. I need to hear some backstories before I...
There is no backstory.
Why are they fighting?
There's no reason. See, Black has been part of the Kevin Owens versus the Monday Maniac Messiah group that Seth Rollins has, that no one really has a solid name for.
Right.
I like to call him the Messiah Maniacs because he's the Monday Night Messiah. But basically, he was having a mini feud with my main man, Buddy Murphy, and then he wasn't.
Aleister Black was?
Yep.
So they just kind of threw him into this.
And Bobby Lashley he pretty much cucked Rusev. And now he's going against Aleister Black.
Is he still with Lana?
Yep.
Oh, Bobby Lashley's still with Lana? Is she his manager?
Yep.
Alright, and...
As far as I know, I haven't watched since they've gone to the Performance Center because I don't really care. He's married to Zelina Vega.
I don't know who that is.
The girl that comes out with Andrade.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I'm picking Bobby Lashley.
Well, I'm putting Aleister Black, so this is the first time that we'll really be able to have some differences between
We need to have
us.
some money lines. Like, this could be a gambling show we can have.
Whoa now. That's illegal.
Demonetized.
Alright, next up, it's the Women's Tag Team Championship. The Kabuki Warriors, which is Asuka and Kairi Sane, going against Crazy in Love, which is what I like to call them, because I think they're in love with each other.
Is that
That's Bliss and Nikki Cross.
I do love me some Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss is truly the most over person ever since Bayley, This Is Your Life.
We saw that live.
Oh yeah, we did. Good times. So basically, the last couple of weeks while they've been in the Performance Center, Asuka has just decided to murder everyone.
Who's her partner?
Kairi Sane.
Is that the pirate?
Yep. The Princess Pirate.
So they're just throwing Asians together and...
They've been a team for a little bit, but their reasoning is that they're both Asian.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the Kabuki Warriors, because I don't really see what... I don't know.
Who's Alexa Bliss's partner?
Nikki Cross.
Who's that?
Super crazy girl, dark hair, massive jugs.
That sounds like I'm a fan of her already. No, I think it's going to be the Suki Warriors.
What'd you call them? Suki Warriors?
Suki.
Kabuki.
Kabuki.
Alright, so now I'll have to give a little bit of explaining to this one. What they've been advertising for the SmackDown Tag Team title match is going to be The Miz and Morrison, who are the Tag Team Champions.
Johnny Nitro?
Morrison?
Yep. Okay.
That one. Versus The New Day, Big E and Kofi Kingston. Versus the Usos, Jimmy and Jay.
Was it a triple threat tag team match? Oh, that's kind of cool.
But apparently The Miz is not there.
Well, how are we going to guess who wins this?
That's why. So apparently, from what they've been saying, because The Miz is written off for being sick.
Does he have the corona?
I don't know. Maybe. Who knows?
This is terrible.
Apparently, from what I've heard, it's going to be John Morrison versus one member of the Usos in a ladder match for the tag team titles.
They screw the New Day.
Apparently, I guess so. Yeah.
I'd like to see Kofi in that ladder match, but
I like to see Kofi instead of one of the Usos. To be honest,
I
feel bad for Kofi.
Why? Because he went from being WWE champion.
He last year, this time, he was the first ever black WWE champion. Historic moment, beat Daniel Bryan, huge great storyline. Kofi Mania's running wild, brother.
Did he get jobbed out by Brock Lesnar?
Yep.
Nice.
It was literally like ding 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 F5 1 2 3 done. That's how Kofi lost the title. Never got a rematch.
At least you want
Never
Seth
really
Rollins.
font for it.
At least you want Seth Rollins.
I'll be at SummerSlam. At least Seth Rollins got to go over.
5 low blows and.
You know, I'm gonna say that it's just retain. I think.
So who's the champions now?
Miz and Morrison. I think they will keep the titles until a point of where they can lose them on something that like matters.
If the
like,
Miz is not
there,
then I will definitely say Morrison retains, because I don't think they would give the tag team titles away without a tag team match.
Unless that's what they're going to do, is where it's like they're only strong together.
That's true too. Is Johnny Nitro back over?
Yeah, he's still John Morrison, so.
But yeah, I think if they don't actually have that triple threat tag team match, then it will be they'll retain. But if they do have the ladder match, I don't know. I think the Usos would win in a ladder match. Or in the triple threat match.
We'll see.
Who are you picking for the
I'm saying even if it's the triple threat tag team, that it's still going to be a retain.
So, I only lose if it's a triple threat match and the Usos don't win, correct?
Sure.
Okay.
Alright, next up, this is the Raw tag team title match. And it also has really no story whatsoever. The Street Profit, who are the champions,
Who are the Street Profits?
That's Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. The black guys that beatbox.
Is that
and the guy that comes out with a red solo cup.
What's the ones that were the primetime players?
Yeah, they're not the same people.
I know. Is it modern day them there?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
And then they're going to be going against the team of Angel Garza and the debuting Austin Theory.
Debuting Austin Theory? Like, what do you mean, WWE debuting?
Like on the main roster, yeah. He's had some matches in NXT recently, which I guess is technically a main roster, but not really. And Angel Garza is another guy who recently got called up from NXT. And it's been a mess to get to here, because originally it was going to be Angel Garza teaming up with Andrade, and they were both going to be like a heel, kind of like a just Mexicools, I guess.
They didn't put EC3 with one of these people, because EC3's just been squashed.
Poor EC3. Overall, feel really bad for old Ethan Carter III.
So, the Street Profits are current champions?
Yeah, and they're actually like a real team, and they've been together as a team, and Vince really likes them, and now they're going against this team that's just getting thrown together. I think it'll be a good match.
I think it'll be a squash match for the Street Profits and all.
Alright, we're both agreed on the Street Profits. I don't think it'll be a squash, because I think they're going to want to put Austin Theory over if they're already calling him up.
How long has he been in NXT?
I think he's only had 3 matches in NXT.
I feel like they're going to squash him and send him back to NXT.
Maybe. If so, I'm okay with that.
And then big storyline of like, wow, he fought in WrestleMania and he's...
And now here he is,
working
he's a
his way
freaking loser.
back.
Alright, this next one is finally something we can really talk about that has a real story to it. Sami Zayn versus Daniel Bryan for the Intercontinental Championship. You hate Sami Zayn?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you about some Sami Zayn stuff.
I'd like to apologize to absolutely no.
Oh yeah, the absolute classic swerve of I don't apologize for making fun of trans people on live TV. Sami Zayn does own his own charity, though, called Sami for Syria, where he donates money to Syrian refugees.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. He's also not allowed in Saudi Arabia because his family is Syrian.
Are we Syrian?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's Canadian, but like his mom is Syrian.
Oh.
So, anyways, he's the IC champion going into this.
He's the Intercontinental Champion?
Yep.
Huh.
Sami Zayn was part of a 3-on-1 handicap match for the Intercontinental Championship,
Wait,
where
what?
Cesaro, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Sami Zayn went against Braun Strowman.
It was a
3-on-1. Whoever pinned Braun Strowman got it. And Sami Zayn's pretty much, for some reason, become a Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Won.
Then he would have still been the champion.
Oh, Braun Strowman was the champion.
Yeah.
So why does it... Was it like a tornado tag, or was it...
No.
So whoever was just in the ring at the time then...
And whoever pinned him became the champion.
And
Sami Zayn did.
Okay.
There's a weird, almost stable, kind of
who?
where Sami Zayn is managing Shinsuke Nakamura, and now Cesaro is friends with Shinsuke Nakamura, so they're kind of a little group.
What happened to Sheamus? Sheamus and Cesaro not together anymore?
Sheamus is doing his own thing, beating up Shorty G.
Chad Gable?
Don't ever call him that. It's Shorty G.
He's so disrespected.
I feel so bad for him. So that's how Sami Zayn got the title, and then Daniel Bryan started having this little mini feud with this guy named Drew Gulak, who's from 205 Live. Gulak. Drew Goo, as some like to call him.
205 Live?
Yeah.
Why are they...
Because 205 Live is about to get fucking
axed.
banned. Kicked.
It should.
Yeah, honestly. I wouldn't mind having the cruiserweights actually be able to be on TV and not on their own show.
That's why Neville left.
Actually, he left because they were like, Enzo's going over, pal. Oh, god damn it, Neville. Look here, Adrian.
Red arrow off the...
And then Neville was like, that's it, I'm going home. And they're like, yeah, well, you can't compete anywhere else because we're going to let your contract run out. And he was like, okay, I'll still fucking sit at home. Fuck you guys.
So he sat at home until his contract ran out?
Yep.
Oh,
pulled a Lukey Harps.
Luke Harper?
Yep.
Is that what Luke Harper did too?
He was like, I want to have an actual story and I want to have a character. And they're like, no. And he was like, alright, then I'm going to leave.
Well,
and
Luke Harper was the one with
we're not
the
going to let you leave.
Beard.
The big black beard?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in AEW now as the Exalted One, Brody Lee.
He had a story.
What story did he have? He was in the Wyatt family, and then the Wyatt family broke up, and they were like, go sit at home. So anyways, Sami Zayn was like, no, Daniel Bryan, you can't get an Intercontinental Championship match. And then Drew Gulak was like, well, if I beat Cesaro, can he? And they were like, yeah, because you'll never beat Cesaro. And then he beat Cesaro. And apparently, Daniel Bryan tweeted one time about, like, what would you think about a stable of me, Drew Gulak, Cesaro, Sami Zayn, and Shinsuke Nakamura? And I was like, are you just trying to get the indies fired up right now? What are you doing?
Would the indies like that? Or?
I guess so, yeah. I don't know. That would be crazy.
Daniel Bryan actually tweeted that?
Yeah. I don't know if he still has it up or anything, but he tweeted it, and I saw it on Instagram, and I was like, that's fucking lame.
Maybe it was one of those fake tweets where they...
One of those where Daniel Bryan's like, just tricking you.
No, it was like
April
on Instagram
Fools.
where they just, like... You can, like, write...
Oh, where they,
tweets.
like, Photoshop the tweets? Maybe. So, anyways, who you got going over? Sami Zayn, Daniel Bryan.
Isn't the Bella, whatever her name, Brie Bella, and she pregnant?
Yeah, she is pregnant.
I feel like it's going to be Sami Zayn retaining because Daniel Bryan's not going to be having a title reign with a baby on the way out here.
See, I'm actually going to go against you on this. I think Daniel Bryan will get the title, and then he's going to hold it for a little bit just so to be pretty much a transitional champion.
So you don't think he's going to like actually compete with the championship?
Not very often.
Okay.
I think he will have it for maybe 2 months or so, just so that he can have some good matches against Cesaro, Shinsuke, people like that are in like Sami Zayn's little group, and then he'll drop it to one of them, and then Drew Gulak will go after the title.
Give a little push for the 205 Live guy.
Yeah, get him over somehow. That's what I hope, at least. Will it happen? Maybe not.
I think it would be Sami Zayn.
Well, we can only hope so. Sami Zayn is truly great. Now going on to Sami Zayn's best friend in the whole world, Kevin Owens. He's going against Seth Rollins.
Wait, are they really friends?
Yeah. They've been friends forever. That's El Generico and Kevin Steen, brother.
Is that in the
Ring of Honor, brother? And PWG, but that's not important, whatever. KO versus Rollins. When Rollins turned heel in December, which everyone wanted because after the whole I will be at SummerSlam. And I will beat Brock Lesnar. I swear. Everyone was over Rollins. He lost everything. So then they turned him heel, and the most obvious thing, it was one of those where he was like, I am not the one who sent the Authors of Pain to attack you, Kevin. And Kevin was like, well, we were a tag team, and they only attacked me, and they left you alone. So, are you sure about that?
Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens were a tag?
Just like for like a one-off, pretty much. And then Rollins was in the back of a van, and he took back his hood, and it was Seth Rollins, and everyone was like, yeah. It's better than the higher power with Vince McMahon being like, it was me, Austin, but it was very strong vibes of that moment.
Wait, what is the higher power? What are you talking about?
So, for a while, when Undertaker was having his Ministry of Darkness, he was saying that the higher power required a sacrifice, and he was going to rape, marry, and then kill Stephanie McMahon. It was never expressly said.
In that order?
Pretty much, yeah. There was going to be a forced marriage. They had her crucified up and stuff like that. It was a very satanic time for WWE. And then they were like, that's it. We will reveal the higher power. And it was Vince McMahon.
So he was
just trying to fuck with Stone Cold.
How was he fucking with Stone Cold if...
Because Undertaker was feuding with Stone Cold, obviously. And Vince was like, I need your help, Stone Cold. And Stone Cold was like, alright, I'll help you. And then he was like, aha, I tricked you, Austin. I got you. It's me, Austin. That's where the classic Jim Ross, oh, son of a bitch, comes from.
I just feel like Vince McMahon is like a atheist complex. He's trying to get out there.
He's really got to just stick it to God. Come on, God, get jiggy with it, damn it. Somebody call my mama. Yeah, classic times.
Before Shawn Michaels. Didn't Vince McMahon pin God, or was that...
No, I think he pinned Shawn.
Oh, okay.
But he did beat... He went over. I'm pretty sure Vince McMahon has a pinfall victory over God.
Put it in the record books.
That's permanent, brother. So anyways, KO, Rollins, Kevin Owens since then has been like, I'm going to take you down. And
so
he's
that was
been
their whole feud's been about? Is the
Rollins turned
heel?
What you said? What? No, they're with the Authors of Pain.
Authors of Pain? I like the Authors of Pain.
Rollins is with the Authors of Pain and Buddy Murphy. That's his little group.
Like Buddy Murphy.
And then Kevin Owens has had help from Sami Zayn, Samoa Joe, and Aleister Black.
So, KO is the face?
Yep.
No? Okay.
KO's a face, Samoa Joe's a face, Rollins is a heel.
Okay.
Strange times. And I think this is going to be one where, because Owens has been trying to get his hands on Rollins for so long, I'm going to put him going over that he's finally got him one-on-one.
Has, who they've been fighting for the past few weeks?
Each other.
Oh, like pinfall matches?
No, like
backstage
tag
brawls?
matches and stuff like that. Yeah, pretty much.
Who's been winning those?
Usually Rollins stands tall because he's got the numbers advantage.
I understand now. I'll pick Kevin Owens just for the underdog effect.
Alright, we're in agreement on KO. Now this next one, this is where it gets a little interesting. We've got AJ Styles versus The Undertaker in a boneyard match.
I'm picking Undertaker. It's WrestleMania.
Alright, I'm putting that, okay.
How many times has he lost WrestleMania? One?
Two.
Twice? He lost twice?
He lost to Brock Lesnar,
yeah.
or he lost the streak, and then he lost the big dog.
He lost to Roman Reigns?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was like where he left his gloves and his hat in the ring, and I was like, wow, that's it, he's going to retire. Yeah. And then he came back for Saudi Arabia, baby.
Saudi Prince.
Now, no one knows what a boneyard match is.
They haven't, put any?
Nope.
Oh.
But it's pretty... What people are thinking is it's going to be kind of like a...
Buried Alive match.
Kind of, yeah, actually. And then Styles is with the OC, Gallows and Anderson. The club, brother. Bullet Club. For life.
Is AJ Styles a heel now?
Yeah. Styles has been heel for a little bit. So that's the match. But Undertaker on Raw was like, I have my own unholy alliance. Rest in peace, blah.
Oh, really?
So no one really is exactly sure what that means. Will there be multiple different Undertakers? Will there be Kane? Will there be a hologram of Paul Bearer? Will the Big Show return and turn face just to turn heel in the match?
Yeah, Big Show hasn't been around, has he?
Not really, no.
But Glenn Jacobs come out from his...
Glenn Jacobs comes out in the mayor outfit. Fire comes up, and then all of a sudden he's Kane. By God, that's got to be Kane. Maybe Undertaker will call out Midian, the naked guy from the group, the Big Boss Man, who he hung. He'll come back, maybe. Maybe. Very possibly.
Mick Foley? Oh.
Mick Foley. Maybe Mick Foley, Mankind, and Cactus Jack will all be there. All three of them.
Maybe maybe he'll get The Fiend to help him out or something like that.
We don't want that one.
Why?
The Fiend's got his hands full later on, which we'll talk
With
about.
being jobbed out all the time and just being squashed because Vince McMahon didn't create his character.
We'll get into The Fiend here in a minute.
Who are you picking?
I'm putting Styles.
You're picking AJ Styles
Because I'm really hoping this will be it, where they bury The Undertaker alive and he can just ride off into the sunset.
But we both know Undertaker's not going to do that.
Because
Undertaker's not going to do that.
The Saudi Arabia money must be real good. That's all I'm going to say, okay?
Because Goldberg out there fighting, and it was the greatest
every
match
time. See, the thing is, Undertaker has lost his magic of WrestleMania. As soon as he lost the streak the next year when he went against Bray Wyatt, it didn't feel the same.
Of being undefeated?
Yeah, because it's like...
They're going to bring it back, though.
No, they aren't, because they lost to Roman Reigns.
I feel like this coming back. They need numbers, Jacob. They need.
If they really wanted numbers, you know what they would do?
Not squash the Undertaker.
They would not have him have lost the streak.
They wouldn't have him fighting in WrestleMania if they really wanted.
He's old. He's tired. Just let him ride off into the sunset. And the thing is, Undertaker can't have one of those moments. You know how when Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels retire, they come out and say they're like, "I'm leaving now. Goodbye, fans." And everyone comes out and they're on the fucking ramp clapping. They're like, "Wow, what a career!" You can't do that with the Undertaker.
Why?
Because he's the fucking Undertaker.
He still deserves it, Jacob. That's why he keeps coming back.
He's waiting for that.
Yeah, exactly.
What you need is Undertaker needs to just bury him alive.
It'd be perfect.
Never
no
again.
Fans, just the backstage people just come out and clap Undertaker on to good retirement after he gets a W over AJ Styles.
No, I think Styles with cheating with the OC goes over.
In a boneyard match? I feel like Undertaker's going to bury all of them.
All three of them alive?
Yeah.
Same grave?
Yep.
No, do you think you have any predictions for the Unholy Trinity he's talking about? Some people are saying because he's been kind of wearing biker gear. By biker gear we mean leather pants. That's it. Maybe he's going to be
American Badass.
Yeah, maybe he'll be American Badass Undertaker. Some people for some reason really want that. But if that happens,
I have a
then
prediction.
Okay, yeah, I'm listening.
Roman Reigns, since he's supposedly not going to fight in the main event.
It's all a swerve, bro. Vince Russo's back in charge.
He's going to be on the back of Undertaker's motorcycle, and there's going to be Roman.
Keep rolling. Truly, the greatest tag team that's never been. We're going to start a WWE Universe series just so we can have American Badass Undertaker and Roman Reigns teamed up. And it's going to be called the Big Dogs Yards. And that's it. And they're going to go on a tear. They're going to be the two-man power trip.
Badass Big Dog.
The big-ass bad dog. Suffering Succotash in Peace. That's what it is. That's the team name. Wink. Suffering Succotash in Peace. Winky face.
Oh boy, I need to start running WWE.
Oh, you really do, Benjamin. So here's my official prediction, right? AJ Styles is there with Gallows and Anderson walking around in the boneyard, and they're like, "Ha, this is lame. Where's the Undertaker?" And then all of a sudden we hear the Undertaker hits all three of them with his motorcycle. Not kayfabe hits them. Really, throws a potato with a motorcycle. All three of them die on air. Undertaker buries them.
Commit a hit and run and just...
Undertaker buries them. That's the segment.
I like it.
This is how they get to go back to Japan.
Oh, you think they're going to go back to New Japan?
No.
Oh.
And that's it. That's the match. I feel like
that's a good match. Undertaker's not main eventing the WrestleMania?
No, of course he's not.
It's terrible.
He only main events if you're in Saudi Arabia. So
wait, what about Goldberg? What's he up? Is he in this card?
We will talk about Goldberg. He's
I'm
our
trying
main
to figure
event.
out who this Trinity is because
I'm telling. It's got to be Kane. It's Kane and Jim Ross.
Kane and the Big Show.
I could see that because for a while Undertaker was a team with the Big Show. They were the Unholy Alliance, and Big Show really didn't like it. And Undertaker was like, "I left him in the desert for 4 days, and he came out with a snake tie and rattlesnake boots or something like that." It's one of the great, awesomely bad promos that Bryan Zayn has in his list.
Who's Bryan Zayn?
Wrestling with Regret.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I'm going Kane, Undertaker, and Big Show.
And they do a triple choke slam into the grave. All three of them. Just
tombstone pile driver.
Triple tomb. Well, yeah, maybe. You know who's with the Undertaker? Finn Balor. Putting over Balor now, and then we get to have Balor versus Styles. We're turning him face again.
Is Finn Balor in?
He's in NXT now.
Oh, he's digressed.
No, he's kind of in NXT UK now because
really?
Irish.
Is he Irish in real life?
Yeah, he's really Irish. That's why he is always like Finn Balor.
Oh, I thought he just had a weird.
He always had some weird, stupid voice. So, anyways, next up, this is one that we just don't care about for the majority of it, but there's two people we care about. Bayley versus Sasha Banks versus Naomi versus Lacey Evans versus Tamina in a fatal 5-way.
A fatal 5-way. HLA?
And I'm pretty sure it's a all elimination. So that means that
like
Naomi, Evans, and Tamina will get jobbed out. They don't stand a chance of winning, and the real story is Bayley and Banks. This was supposed to be a 6-pack challenge with Dana Brooks, a.k.a. Batista's new squeeze.
In real life, new squeeze?
I don't know. They tweet at each other sometimes, and they're just like, hey, let's fuck.
Oh, Batista,
I mean, they don't say let's fuck, but it's stuff where Batista's like, yeah, I have my own gym. I can show you some new moves, like a doggy style.
All right, then.
And everyone's like, all right, Batista, yeah, you're getting it. So basically, no one cares about those other three.
So you think they're going to be...
I'm not seeing a twist where one of them gets the surprise win.
So what are the other ones?
You got Bayley and Banks, realistically.
Who are the other three?
Naomi, Lacey Evans, Tamina. Tamina Snuka.
All right, well, I want Naomi to win. But...
You want Naomi to win? Is that who you're putting?
No, I'm putting Bayley.
All right, you're putting Bayley retain Smackdown Women's Championship.
Yes, and she's heel and over now.
Yeah, no, I'm not over.
She's not over?
Bayley has not and will not be over until they make her a likable face.
Why? You don't think
because her as a heel doesn't work.
Why?
It just doesn't.
I like it.
I don't. I've watched it. I've tried to give it a chance. I've tried to see what they do with it. Doesn't work.
Alexa Bliss really pushed her over the edge. I think this is non-kayfabe. But like...
Yeah, maybe. I'm going to say Banks to win, but I think she's going to pin someone else. And
wait, it's just one pinfall?
I think it's elimination, but it might be one. Either way, I think Banks wins not by pinning Bayley, which turns into a thing where Bayley's like, I will fucking kill you.
She didn't actually lose.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then Bayley. Everyone wants Banks versus Bayley. I've seen it in NXT. I don't think they can match it.
Together?
They did a 30-minute Iron Woman match.
Really?
Yeah, it was really good. But I don't think they can follow it up. Because I think expectations for it are so high now, people are going to be let down no matter what it is. It could be a Dave Meltzer 18-star classic in the Tokyo Dome, brother, and people would still be like, yeah, but was it as good as the NXT match? No girl cried in the crowd this time.
And somebody cried in the crowd?
Yeah, a little girl cried in the crowd. It was pretty cute. Alright, this next one is one that you're going to be very confused by. Rhea Ripley defends the NXT Women's Championship against Royal Rumble winner Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte Flair.
Alright.
Wait, no, I need to hear some backstory.
You want to hear some backstory? Charlotte was like, I'm better than you. I'm going to take this title from you.
She's
and Rhea
NXT
Ripley was,
champion?
NXT Women's Champion.
And Charlotte wants to fight her. Why?
Because
she's got squash from
Woo!
She got squashed from the main women's title.
Mostly because they didn't want to run Flair versus Lynch or Flair versus
I want to
Baylor.
go back. I want to go back to a previous match about the Undertaker.
Okay.
Ronda Rousey.
The Undertaker.
Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey's part of his part of the Unholy Alliance. Kane, Undertaker, and Ronda Rousey.
Exactly.
Ronda Rousey breaks Luke Gallows' arm, not kayfabe, just fucking shoot. Snaps his arm like a twig, rolls him into the grave.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Alright, back to this.
Okay, yeah, of course. That's basically the story. It's been pretty intense, and like they've made it look like Ripley's like got a chance. But here's my thing, right? On the one hand, if Charlotte wins and she goes to NXT, that's a big move in the Wednesday Night Wars because now you have Charlotte to help the women's division of NXT.
To try to squash that little
AEW pissant company. We need Charlotte Vince. But here's the thing, right? Who on NXT can realistically go against Flair and stand a chance?
What about Shayna Baszler?
She's now on the main roster, as we'll talk about in the next match.
Asuka's gone. The Pirate's gone.
Yeah. You got, like, Bianca Belair.
I like her with the long hair.
Yep.
I don't know who's NXT.
That's really your established stars.
Did they do NXT TakeOver?
Yeah, they do NXT TakeOver. Oh, no, not this year.
This?
No, because Corona.
Well, I thought they'd still do one.
Nope.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
They also didn't do the Hall of Fame ceremony, which feels bad for those people that got put in.
Bellas!
On the one hand, I'm glad I didn't have to sit through the Bella's introduction speech, but on the other hand, I wonder, what would JBL have talked about?
Jibble got inducted in the Hall of Fame?
JBL, bro. Jibbles is in there now.
He'll help the Undertaker.
Undertaker, JBL,
Ronda
Rousey versus the OC. Truly a matchup for the ages.
You gotta think. Clothesline from hell?
AJ Styles, from hell. Undertaker, the devil's favorite demon. Kane, the big red machine.
Ronda
Rousey, Rowdy. I see, are they all connected?
We're doing the points like the that guy on Horrible Bosses where he's like...
Yeah, Charlie Puth or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Charlie Puth. Isn't Charlie Puth a singer?
Might be, I don't know. It's Charlie something. He's from Always Sunny.
Yeah.
But it wasn't in
Great
that
show.
Yeah.
But I do think JBL clotheslining AJ Styles and AJ Styles just selling it like he's been shot could be a moment. Triple rotation moonsault. Lands on his neck, dies.
And JBL actually giving him close fist
and then
potatoes.
JBL electrocutes him with a taser or something. We've really gotten off topic from Ripley versus Flair.
Ronda Rousey hip toss JBL to calm him down.
You need to chill out. Whoa! So anyways, I actually think Ripley goes over and it makes her a good star on NXT, but she doesn't seem like such a big megastar that she can't be beat. So I'm going to say Ripley going over, and Ripley pretty much is going to... Because if Ripley goes over, she's now a big star, right? Where like people who watch WrestleMania, because everyone will recognize her as like she's really good.
Right.
But she doesn't seem like such a megastar that she can't go back to NXT and be unbeatable. Because right now there's no one in NXT other than Bianca Belair that Flair could realistically lose to.
Charlotte win the
Women's Royal Rumble?
Yeah, and she just chose to.
Yep.
But what's the other women's matches or whatever that other feuds that are going on right now? Where's Charlotte? Where could she go after this? After this rivalry?
Where could Flair go after this?
Yeah.
It depends. She could go to SmackDown and work with someone there, like maybe a Naomi or a Dana Brooke or something like that. Depending on what?
What about the man?
They've done that feud to death.
Yeah, I know.
But now Becky Lynch has a match against Shayna Baszler because Shayna Baszler is now on the main roster. So if Baszler beats Lynch, she needs someone to challenge her, which would be Flair, because Charlotte eliminated Baszler in the Women's Royal Rumble to beat her.
This is a tough one. This might be the hardest pick on the card.
Well, I'm going to put Ripley gets my vote.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. I'm almost feeling a woo.
Woo!
I'm going to go Charlotte. Just to
Ooh.
see. I think they're going to try to squash AEW and put Charlotte down on NXT.
Really in that pissant. Flair on NXT will not be enough to make me stop watching AEW.
I don't care about you.
You know what they need to really stop making people watch AEW? Keith Lee should be the NXT champion.
Yeah, maybe.
Keith Lee is the
Velveteen
best.
Dream.
Velveteen's going against Adam Cole soon for the NXT championship.
Black Cole, Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah, baby. Adam Cole, baby. So anyways, now let's get into that match I just mentioned. Lynch versus Baszler. I'm putting my money right on Baszler. Don't even need to discuss it.
Who's the current champion?
Lynch. She's been the champion since last WrestleMania.
Wow, that's a long run.
Yeah, it's been like a full year. And they've really done everything they could to make her less cool. And it's worked, because she's fucking lame. Look, I have never gotten behind Becky Lynch. I don't think she's cool. I don't think she's the new Stone Cold, like some people say. What's he gonna do, curb stomp me, brother? I will
fight you over my wife.
I will be at South Carolina. I promise. I'm like, oh, God! He's gonna hunt down the IP address, brother.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go with Shayna Baszler as well. I like Shayna Baszler a lot, and
I think she's the best heel woman in the company right now.
In the company?
Yeah.
Better than Ronda Rousey?
Yeah.
When is she coming back?
Hopefully
she Why?
Just let her ride out that $1 million contract, brother.
If Charlotte loses to, what's her name? Ripley?
Yeah, Ripley.
Yeah. Then Ronda can come back and face her, and that could be the rivalry that they need.
That's the program, brother.
Yeah.
That's it. Maybe. Now, this next one's fun.
Wait, who did I pick? Shayna Baszler?
Yep.
Okay, good.
This next one's fun. John Cena going against The Fiend Bray Wyatt in a Firefly Funhouse match.
John Cena's back?
Yeah.
Yes, John Cena.
Okay.
No, wait. I feel like John Cena might do the job, though, for Bray Wyatt.
Because, see, Bray Wyatt lost to
out.
Cena at WrestleMania 30. That's what this entire feud is based on.
What is this, 36?
Yeah.
That's 6 years ago.
Yeah. And Wyatt's like, I want my win back, basically.
Is Bray Wyatt...
And John Cena's
Bray
like,
Wyatt
I'm going to
family?
do what I should have
Bray
done.
Wyatt?
That's when he lost, yeah.
Okay.
Now
That was good, Bray Wyatt, then.
Yeah. Bray Wyatt's always good. Except when they give him nothing to do, so when he cuts promos, he's just like, man, I hear the locusts out in the swamps killing on the crocodiles.
I like that.
Run.
I like that.
And then the music's like, blah, 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 blah.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's truly art.
The Fiend and the Funhouse, that's
no one knows what this is going to be. A
match?
Firefly Funhouse match? Not a clue.
I feel like these are going to be
Some people are thinking it's going to
Hell in
be...
the Cell. Like, these are going to be
like
flops.
the Kennel in the Cell?
Yeah, I
Maybe.
feel like this is going to be like flop matches. This and the Boneyard match are both going to be like, alright, we had a
Apparently,
Punjabi prison
they
match.
recorded it early specifically so they could give it the full dramatic movie feel. Like they are going balls to the walls to make this seem like... Yeah.
I'm going with the Fiend, though. I feel like John Cena's going to do the job since he's been out of the business, and he's not going to come in and just beat Bray Wyatt for...
But at the same time, it is John Cena, and you have to think that's exactly what Goldberg did.
What? Came in and...
Just came back, beat the hottest thing in the company, now he's the champion.
But John Cena's not going to stay.
Goldberg's saying until tonight, and then he's leaving.
Oh, he's back? He's going back home?
Basically, yeah.
Why?
They're running out of appearances, brother. They don't got that Saudi Arabia money.
Why not?
They just don't have it. It's because the man makes stupid booking decisions.
They should have done it at Madison Square Garden and just said to screw the lockdown.
Yeah, everyone in New York, just come on out, brothers.
I have my own parking spot in Madison Square Garden.
He does have his own spot. That's true.
But yeah, I'm going with the Fiend because...
My official prediction is going to be that we see both sides of Bray Wyatt since it's in the Firefly Funhouse.
What do you mean, like good Bray Wyatt? Like
where he's like
Mr.
the Mr. Rogers,
yeah.
basically. And then we're also going to see the Fiend. And once the Fiend comes out, I think good Bray Wyatt's going to get fucking jobbed out by John Cena. And then the Fiend's going to be like, you're going to die. And he's going to rip off John Cena's head and turn that into his new name.
Are they honestly like making this in a movie? Like,
yeah.
So it's not even a match, it's a movie.
Yeah, basically.
I'm kind of disappointed.
But it's a match of a movie. It's a movie of a match.
It's disappointed. I don't like that.
Well, then you'll like the next one.
Is this on Sunday night that we get?
We don't know. They don't release what's on each night.
Why? What are the?
You just
what are the dirt
good luck,
saying?
brother. You figure it out.
You've been reading the dirt sheets. This is unfair because you probably already know who wins.
I only know the main events.
I'm gonna crack this over here.
Next up, we have a last man standing match: Edge versus Randy Orton.
Ooh, that's gonna be a good match.
It actually will because Orton has RKO'd Edge's wife. Edge has RKO'd Randy Orton. Not Lita. Beth Phoenix.
Oh, Beth Phoenix. I'm surprised Beth Phoenix didn't get up and whoop Randy's ass.
Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't give him a glam slam through a table, brother.
Why did Randy Orton RKO Beth Phoenix?
Because he's sick and sadistic again.
Slow, methodical Randy Orton.
Hell yeah, he is.
Legend Slayer. Who are you picking?
I got Edge going over.
You're picking Edge?
I think Edge is going to go over because... What's the feud about?
You didn't give me backstories.
So, Edge came back in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I saw that.
Orton was like, I'm going to RKO him. And then Edge caught him and he was like, you caught me. Almost got you. And they were both like, good one. And then Edge threw him out. So then Orton snapped, beat the shit out of him, gave him a concerto, put him on the sideline, RKO'd his wife, talked mad shit about how he was a piece of shit and how he's going to put him back in the hospital and paralyze him again. Edge came back and RKO'd him.
Edge RKO'd Randy?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I say Randy's
and
gonna
then
win
Edge RKO'd some random... I didn't watch the segment live. and it was one of the worst RKOs I've ever seen. It kind of looked like it was on MVP, kind of.
Like the MVP? Like...
Yeah, like Montel Vontae's Porter, yeah.
Where's he at? How's he been?
He came back at the Royal Rumble and got eliminated in like 17 seconds by Brock Lesnar.
I think I did see that,
Yeah.
That's when... Did Brock Lesnar break the record?
No. He was like 2 away.
But didn't... In the record
Because Braun Strowman.
Well,
Braun!
That's like a 50-man Royal Rumble, though. That doesn't count.
Hey, it's still a Rumble, baby. Otherwise, you know who has the record? Roman Reigns.
Oh, really?
So we're fine with the 50-man Royal Rumble.
I don't know why you don't like Roman.
Roman. I got Edge because Edge.
Where's Lita at nowadays?
Where's Lita at? Chilling. She comes back every now and then. Nah, Matt Hardy's too busy being the greatest thing in professional wrestling.
AEW?
Yeah, now that Vanguard 1 has turned down the opportunity to join the Inner Circle.
Who's Vanguard 1?
Vanguard 1 is...
V1 Matt Hardy?
Maybe that's where the name comes from, actually. I don't know. But no, it's his drone, his sentient drone.
Matt Hardy's a weird dude.
And Chris Jericho offered him a spot in the Inner Circle, and he gave him like this tiny shirt. But then Vanguard 1 left, so Chris Jericho released the Hounds on him.
The Hounds?
Yeah, it's like a mix of 17 different like Pomeranians and Bijons and stuff like that.
Alright, AEW is quickly spiraling.
And then the Vanguard 1 flew away, and Chris Jericho was sitting on the dock of his house being like, I'll get you! Right. Very, very, very good wrestling.
My heart tells me Randy Orton, but my head tells me Edge. I'm going with my heart.
Yeah, are you going with Orton to go over?
Because I know they love to push Edge like nobody's business, but I'm picking Randall Keith Orton.
Because if Orton goes over, they could continue this feud. But they could really do that with Edge, too, and then Orton the next night, it's just like punt kick.
Yeah. I thought that was illegal now.
What?
I thought that was illegal.
That's why you know it's going to be serious, brother. Alright, now we're in our 2 main events. First up, Brock Lesnar defends the WWE Championship.
Brock's not in the main event?
He might be in the main event.
Oh, we don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. No. Going against the Royal Rumble winner, Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre won the Royal Rumble?
Yeah. He eliminated Brock Lesnar. And then he went on to win.
Brock Lesnar don't job him out.
You putting Lesnar?
Yeah.
You don't think this is the end of the Brock Lesnar saga?
No, there's not going to be the end of the Brock Lesnar saga until Brock
Eventually,
Lesnar...
this has to come into some kind of major payoff.
What do you mean?
Of everything with Lesnar. Because he came back, almost killed himself and John Cena with that huge jump off of the steel steps where he like lands on the apron. And then he lifts up Charles Robinson, but he loses. Then he had a match against Triple H that year's WrestleMania, where he was like, if I beat you, you're done, Triple H. And Triple H was like, okay. And then Triple H beat him.
Right.
And then he beat the streak.
Right. Has he not fought in WrestleMania since then?
No, he beat the streak, and then at SummerSlam won the championship. And then ever since then, that's been like a thing. Lesnar being like, oh, I'm gone, now I'm back, and I'm the champion again.
Wait, that WrestleMania was last year whenever he beat the streak?
No, he beat the streak at WrestleMania 30, 6 years ago.
Oh, damn.
This has been like a 7-year saga of how Lesnar's just like, hi, I'm back, dominant, no one can beat me. Also, I'm the champion half of this time.
So you think he's going away? Is that what you're saying?
I think eventually everything with Lesnar has to culminate into someone beating him and him no longer being in the championship picture. And he just kind of comes back every now and then.
Brock's so dominant, it's not going to happen.
We can only hope.
It's not going to be against Drew McIntyre.
I think Drew McIntyre is finally getting the rub, brother.
You think he's going to be the one to squash Brock Lesnar?
I think so. He eliminated him in the Royal Rumble with a little bit of help from Ricochet, who kicked Brock Lesnar in the dick. But that's not important. What's important is
Brock
McIntyre
Lesnar, if his career's over by Drew McIntyre, I will...
A lot of people want Matt Riddle to be the one to...
Is that the bro?
Yeah. And that includes Matt Riddle, who wants to be the one to retire Brock Lesnar. He's gone on Twitter multiple times to say he wants to retire Brock Lesnar.
Why is nobody listening to Brock Lesnar? Brock Lesnar don't want to retire.
Brock Lesnar needs to go home, make out with his wife, Sable.
He's married to Sable?
I think so.
Really?
I think so.
Is that the one that...
Big titties.
That the one that Triple H came out there and he's like, China's not going to be in this because Sable's only good at one thing and she's not even that good.
I don't even know what you're talking about, but maybe.
You know, whenever they were doing like the bikini match or bikini
yeah.
Was that her?
Yeah,
And then
Zayn was the
Triple H-
one who took off her top and
Yeah.
had handprints over her nipples.
Okay.
And the entirety of teenage boys were like, maybe wrestling is cool.
Turn boys into men.
Gotta respect it. I think McIntyre's going over. I think McIntyre goes over and feuds with Seth Rollins for the championship.
That sounds like a terrible storyline. That's how they lose to AEW right there. End of WWE.
Get out of here. All right, perfect. That brings us to our main event, which
I
has...
thought you didn't know if this is the main event.
Well, this is what they've been saying is the main event, because it was supposed to be Roman Reigns versus Goldberg.
Are they still saying that, or they changed that finally?
I think they're still saying it. I didn't watch Smackdown last night, because I just hate watching them without a crowd.
So what if it is the main event?
Well, we know for a fact Roman Reigns is not there,
How do we
because
know for a
he's even
fact?
said on his Instagram, he put a video up where he was like, everyone calls me a coward, but then they say they don't want me at WrestleMania, so what do you want from me? Honestly, Roman, if you're watching this, dude, good choice.
Wait,
Leukemia sucks.
Let me look and see if that's what Roman put up there.
What?
I'm looking up his Instagram to see.
You're going to go on his Instagram and watch the video?
Yeah, is it long?
It's like a minute.
A minute? Let me just
Yeah,
see what he
it's
said.
So, he's not there. We
All
know
right, well, what's
Goldberg,
the-
who is the champion,
it
is
was
defending
Roman
against
versus
someone.
Goldberg?
Yeah,
Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns official?
probably him.
This is Roman Reigns. Oh, here it is. An IGT. That's 6 minutes long.
Oh, that's even longer than I thought. I didn't know it was an IGTV.
5 days ago.
Yeah, it's about how long ago it was.
Somebody said Roman will fight the winner, Goldberg versus Braun Strowman for the Universal Championship.
Well, that sucks that you've seen that.
Why?
Because that's what the dirt sheets are saying replaced Roman, is that it is Braun Strowman.
So,
Which doesn't make any sense to me.
What were we going to guess then?
I was going to see if you had any predictions for who was going to face Goldberg.
Braun Strowman.
Oh yeah, I see that now.
I think
Which
Brock
I think that's
Lesnar is going to pull
I think that's stupid.
Brock Lesnar is going to pull double duty and go.
He's going to lose
Back
to
to back.
McIntyre, but then come back and beat Goldberg so he can get another win over him, just to really flex.
Where did he beat Goldberg before?
Yeah, like 2 WrestleManias ago.
The Rock. Versus
The Rock
Goldberg.
comes out, wins the
Honestly, I would
Donald
not be
Trump.
opposed to that.
Donald Trump comes out, the
Kurt
$1
Angle.
billion stunner.
Kurt Angle.
We can only hope Kurt Angle, but I don't think so. Look, here's the thing, okay?
So is it Braun
It should
Strowman?
not be Braun Strowman.
Why?
Because Braun Strowman, last time that we saw him really doing anything of importance, was losing to Sami Zayn for the IC title.
Braun Strowman was going for the Intercontinental title.
He was the Intercontinental Champion, and he lost it in that 3-on-1 handicap match.
Who are some other big names that could fight for
The Fiend.
He's fighting John Cena.
Double duty, baby. They recorded ahead of time for a reason. WrestleMania is too big for one night, so...
Who else is there? I can't even think of
Kofi
anybody.
Kingston.
Is he fighting or no?
I don't know. We don't know about this tag team title match.
This is so hard. If anybody's pulling double duty, it's going to be Brock Lesnar.
See the problem with current
Hulk
WWE?
Hogan.
You see this problem where they only put the main stars as being these older guys?
What?
Who the fuck's going to take the torch from them? You know who needs to go against Goldberg?
Roman
Keith
Reigns.
Lee.
Roman Reigns.
No, I don't even see the fantasy. Like, people are like, this is a dream match.
Wait, what about...
I have never, in my life, watching a Roman Reigns match, been like, man, I really would like to see him go against Goldberg.
Wait, who did you fight at the baseball stadium whenever he was on the
Baron
dugout?
Corbin.
Oh, yeah.
King Corbin comes in, goes over Goldberg, and we continue the Roman Reigns versus King Corbin feud. More dog food.
Wait, is it, doesn't King of the Ring get to fight for the title?
No, that's not a thing anymore.
What, it used to be?
Yeah, it used to be
Oh.
you would get a championship match, but now you just get to wear a crown and have shitty music.
Now you're just King Corbin?
Yeah,
King
that's
Hunter
better than
versus Constable.
Constable.
We don't talk about that, Jake.
No one talks about Constable Corbin anymore.
Who are some other big... I can't even think of any...
Angel Garza.
I don't know who that is.
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio?
Nope,
that'd be-
he's too busy being quarantined, remember?
Oh, yeah. Who else is there?
That feels like a main eventer? Nope. Because they've kept it... You know who it should be?
Tyler
Shorty fucking
Breeze.
G.
Tyler Breeze.
Shorty G comes out.
Fandango.
Fandango. Keith Lee should make his
We
in-ring...
need Eva Marie back.
Matt
so
Riddle.
bad.
Matt Riddle. He should come out and beat up Goldberg.
That'd be terrible.
Matt Riddle chokes him out.
That'd be terrible.
Not even like working, just shoot kayfabe MMA style, you know? Double leg, ground and pound, into the twister, choke him out.
So it's going to be Braun Strowman versus Goldberg?
Yep.
That's like literally the only other person that it could be. What about Big E? Big E'd be a nice...
Big E could be a really good champion.
Yeah, I know. Why don't they...
Here's the thing. I think for Big E to ever become main event champion level, needs to turn heel and break up the New Day.
Yeah. That'd be
I think he'd be a really good heel because he's such a good
do?
face. What would Xavier Woods do?
Yeah.
I think he'd be a good, like,
manager.
tweener. He could also be a good manager, actually, yeah. He's a good talker. But, I mean, like, Kofi, great. We've seen he can be a good main event face. He did it when he was a champion for 6 months.
Yeah.
And if you do that, Kofi is the face, trying to go after Big E. And then all you have to do is have the ride-off for Xavier be that Big E beats him into a fucking pulp.
John Cena versus Goldberg.
Great, two part-timers.
After he
Elias, Otis versus Goldberg. Let's just look at who we don't have going
over. Who's Otis' partner?
Otis, Tucker.
Tucker versus Goldberg.
Tucky! Stakes and weights, brother.
Tucky, baby.
Drew Gulak.
Who's some old JBL?
JBL, yes, of course. He goes for a spear, clothesline from hell. 1, 2, 3. That's the match. It's ding, ding, ding. Goldberg goes for a spear, gets caught with a clothesline from hell. 1, 2, 3.
Never mind, I've already
The Undertaker.
Throw all that out the window.
Glenn Jacobs.
Everything out the window. Jacob.
Ronda Rousey.
Oh, Jacob, stop. Everything.
Goldberg's out.
And this is coming like all this out the window. Gronk versus Goldberg.
That's
Gronk
it.
is a new champion. I put it in stone right now.
Vince, if you're watching this, book it better.
I'm telling you right now, Gronk's going to be champion after this WrestleMania is over. He's going to be champion, and that's going to be the little hiatus WWE takes, and then
we come back with Gronk as champion.
Yep.
Well, who does Gronk face? The big dog.
Exactly.
Brock Lesnar. In a triple threat.
Drew McIntyre, you'll have
and Gronk goes over.
You're damn right. So wait, is Gronk signed with WWE then?
Yeah.
So he's like has a contract.
You know who should go against Goldberg right now?
Who?
CM Punk. This should be his big return to in-ring.
Oh, what about Shane McMahon? Is he still fighting?
He is the best in the world, so yes.
Shane McMahon versus Goldberg. I would watch that.
Shane McMahon wins.
I would honestly mark out over that.
You would mark out over the Goldberg in the ring, and then all of a sudden it's the... Here comes the money! Here we go! Here comes the money! Money, 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 money,
only
money,
if Shane McMahon is entrance off the top of the rafters and just
he just jumps.
Only Goldberg.
No like entrance.
Double
he just
axe handle.
Boom. Chris Jericho-esque. You know, it's a flying big boot off the rafters.
Sid Vicious style, baby.
Snaps his leg right in the middle of the shin.
But
rolls over, pins Goldberg 1, 2, 3. That's the new coast to coast. We call it roof to roof.
We're forgetting one major player in all of this.
Bobby Roode.
Triple H.
Oh my God, Triple H, the game.
So
Roman, you can't do the job. I'll show how much it's done.
Goldberg
goes for the spear, caught into the pedigree. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Triple H as a face.
Or Batista.
Champion. No, we don't want Batista.
Triple
He's
H?
too busy having sex with Dana Brooks, okay? Let my mans get his dick wet.
Is Triple H?
Triple H, when he's not, like, unless Triple H is actively trying to be a heel, he's a face automatically.
Why?
Because he's the game.
But Triple H, he doesn't pass up the opportunity to come out on his trike and just...
Maybe that's the unholy alliance, or whatever he called it, the damnation triple threat, or whatever.
Undertaker just comes out on
his trike, bike, and then Triple H on his trike, and then Kane on a flaming unicycle.
No, Stone Cold and
on his ATV.
Monster truck, Jacob.
The monster truck. I don't know. I like the idea of Kane on flaming unicycle.
I need.
And the music is a combination of all three of their songs. It's the gong into time to play the game. Yeah, and then fire comes up, and that's Kane's portion.
This is gonna be a great WrestleMania. If we got to write the storyline.
If we got even 50% of what we said actually happened, this will be either the best WrestleMania or the worst WrestleMania, and nowhere in between.
60 matches is the greatest WrestleMania.
Well, I've got Goldberg going over
against Braun Strowman.
Yeah, because I think they'll just, since they're doing a hiatus anyways, do that and then be like, Goldberg, we'll sign you up later. We'll figure it out once all this goes over, and then Goldberg later on will face Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I feel like that Goldberg.
It doesn't really make sense for Braun Strowman not to be able to beat Sami Zayn
and then
beats Goldberg. Yeah. Especially after Goldberg was so easily able to defeat the Fiend.
But WWE doesn't make any sense.
That's true. So who you got? You got Braun, or whoever is the replacement.
How many titles do I have switching hands tonight?
Let's see.
Do I have any? Because I feel like I've picked retain a lot.
You have Flair, Baszler.
So all women?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm picking whoever's facing Goldberg. Just to throw in a wrench.
Just to really change it up.
Yep.
Which would mean... I mean, here's the thing, though.
Titles got to change hands.
If it was Roman going over...
It's the granddaddy of them all.
You're not allowed to call that anymore. Vince doesn't like it sounding old.
Oh, I thought it was something like trademarked or something.
No. Vince just doesn't like that it sounds old.
Why?
I don't know. See, if it was Roman going over Goldberg in the main event, I think that would be the show ender on night 2. But
right.
Now that it's not, I think that would be night 1 show ender, and McIntyre going over Lesnar will be the main event of WrestleMania.
If Drew McIntyre wins the main event of WrestleMania, I will boycott wrestling.
Drew McIntyre is the greatest current wrestler who's not named... Look, who's not named Shane McMahon or Kurt Angle.
Or The Miz.
Or Shorty G. Where's Sheamus and all that? Maybe Sheamus and Goldberg goes for a spear, gets caught into a bro kick. It should truly be...
There's just so much that could happen.
Truly, the spear is the most reversible move in all of wrestling.
You know what I think WrestleMania should be next year? Interactive.
What? Choose your own WrestleMania?
Tweet in and choose who you faces.
Oh, like Cyber Sunday style interactive, but WrestleMania.
Exactly.
Choose who faces The Undertaker. Is it the big dog? Is it Roman Reigns? Is it the powerhouse of the Shield?
Exactly.
You know, have you seen how like Netflix has like the Bandersnatch or like the You versus Wild, where you get to pick what happens and the story changes? Yeah, that's what WrestleMania is.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, and
it's like Life is Strange, just like
all the Telltale Game series. It's where it's like, now how does Goldberg respond to the big dog calling him a stinking pile of suffering succotash? Press A to spear, X to jackhammer, B to cry, Y to remain silent.
Y to wink.
Y to wink at camera. Press Y to wink at the camera.
Why? Boy, I could just take WWE so far. We didn't do our own.
We will create our own WWE one day. And it will be called the WWE. Worldwide Wrestling Entertainment.
Wait, what's it now?
World Wrestling Entertainment.
It's not worldwide?
No.
Yeah, it should be WWE.
WWE.
That's what I said. Everybody says that way anyways.
You have to emphasize the extra W. WWE. WWE. We will truly form a World Championship Wrestling to go against this other company.
World Championship.
A WCW, as you could say.
If you call it. Or an NWA, maybe even.
Perhaps even a National Wrestling Alliance. Maybe some total non-stop action.
I've run out of promotions.
A pro wrestling gorilla. A Ring of Honor. A New Japan.
A Lucha Underground.
What was that?
Dear God. Shelby Kane!
He's found us after all these years! Oh God, Glenn Jacobs strikes again! Ripping the door off the hinges like it's the Hell in the Cell.
Big Show throwing Stone
Big
Cold
Show throwing him through my wall as it swings open like the St. Valentine's Day Massacre cell. Cage.
That's the greatest.
That's truly the greatest. That's the second greatest debut of all time.
Alright, how long has this gone on for? How long?
I don't know. Let's see. An hour and 4 minutes.
Alright, if it's an hour and 4 minutes just for us to talk about it, who knows how long it's actually going to last. It's going to.
I mean, I'm telling you.
It's going to be a 9-hour event.
It will be. Night 1 will be probably at least 4 hours, and night 2 will be 5 or 6.
So it's spend half a day just watching WrestleMania.
Yeah. I mean, it starts at 7. We got 4 hours until it starts.
Well, I can't wait to see.
Can't wait to see how accurate we are.
And to not gamble on any of the money lines.
And to totally not put any money on this off air. Ha 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 ha. Police, if you're watching. Ha 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 ha.
I don't use online gambling.
I am not part. What are those stupid websites called where you can gamble online?
Casinos?
No, the ones online where it's like bet on will this next guy hit a home run?
Yeah, it's just sports gambling.
Yeah,
sports
that's illegal.
Is it illegal there, Jacob?
I don't know. I'm not a cop.
I have friends that will be like 4 o'clock in the morning. They'll be betting on Chinese tennis going on. They
What the fuck? They can't even understand it. It's like, who's going over in this one, brother? See, I don't understand how people are going to be like, oh, pro wrestling's fake, why do you like it? And then be like, this Chinese tennis is really compelling.
But that's what I'm saying.
I'm calling you out, China.
We could bet on, like, Corona. We could bet on things like, will Finn Balor come out in face paint? Or will The Fiend...
No. For some reason, Vince is over the Fiend toys.
The Fiend?
I mean, the Demon.
Oh. You gotta create a new title.
For what? Finn Balor?
Just create a new title in general. Just
a new championship?
Yeah,
that's what the Fiend title is. It's just his face.
Is it? He has a Fiend title?
Yeah, it's just his face. Stretched out onto a championship.
Not bad.
Terrible. Terrible. But, that's it. Alright, let's run through the predictions one more time. Oh, please, God, no. We both have Dolph going over Otis. We both have Corbin going over Elias. I have Aleister Black. You have Bobby Lashley. We both have the Kabuki Warriors. We both have SmackDown Tag Team Champions being retained if it's the one-on-one. You have the Usos going over if it's the triple threat. We both have the Street Profits going over.
Who do you have going over if it's...
I still have it retained.
Okay.
I have Sami Zayn retaining, or you have Sami Zayn retaining, and I have Daniel Bryan winning the IC title. We both have Kevin Owens beating Rollins. I have AJ Styles killing The Undertaker in shoot style, shooting him in the back of the head with a 22. You have Undertaker going over thanks to Ronda Rousey and JBL's assistance. I have Banks winning. You have Bayley winning. I have Ripley winning. You have Flair winning. We both have Baszler winning. We can only hope. We both have Wyatt winning. We can also only hope. I have Edge going over. You have Orton. You have Lesnar. I have McIntyre. I have Goldberg. You have whoever Goldberg faces. Probably Braun Strowman.
I feel like I'm going to go strong. 14 for 16 in my picks.
Who do you think you're going to be wrong on?
I'm kind of nervous about the Goldberg one.
Goldberg?
Yeah.
The Goldback?
And I'm worried about the SmackDown titles.
You should be worried about that Lesnar and McIntyre one.
No,
that's the only one I care about getting
That's
right.
the one that I'm willing to bet my life savings on right now.
Well, thank you for watching the Casual Marks.
Thanks for tuning in to the Casual Marks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Alright, that's where it'll end. Cool.